So welcome to Bretsky's Van Adventures, Episode 2, Pack It Up. I was anxious to get the Ford Talavera home and see how everything fit in it, and that's what this episode is about. So I was going to one vehicle from two, even though they were both small. I have a Jeep and I have that small Taxa Tiger Moth trailer, but because there was two vehicles, the entire back of the Jeep turned into a storage area. I had a stack of containers that filled the entire back of the area. They were labeled from everything from clothing to kitchen to pantry items, and it worked out really well. So when I was actually camped at a location, I backed the Jeep up to the Tiger Moth, opened up the back doors, and everything I needed was right there. So I was anxious to see how this was all going to work now that I was going to be in one vehicle, the Ford Talavera. So looking at the Talavera, I still had those big back doors, and so my initial thought was that I would imitate that same thing that I did with the Jeep and basically have a stack of containers in the back. But the primary thing was I was going to a single vehicle now, so how was it all going to work? In looking at the plan, it has several overhead storage units. My favorite two are probably these first two that I've labeled storage unit number 1 and 2. They're right over the pillow of the bed. And I started by bringing 2 bags of clothes out to see how much of that would fit into the space. What really surprised me was, as I took the 2 bags out, assuming I'd be bringing several clothes back again, it turned out that all 2 bags fit in the upper storage unit, and just a single upper storage unit, because the other one to the left was going to be for my travel companion. So that was a nice surprise. So there's 2 plastic bins already gone. My plastic bin that I used to have in the Jeep and my travel buddy's plastic bin, because we now stored our clothes in the overhead bins. The next 2 storage bins are the ones I'm calling 3 and 4. And 4 isn't really a storage bin. It doesn't have a flipper door in the front. Let's walk back there and I'll show you what I mean. They've really set it up to accept a television. It doesn't come with it, but it's cabled for a television. So there is no door. So really there's just that third compartment, and then you can slide some things back in there like blankets. Storage bin 5 is over the sofa, and right now what I'm using that for is probably more kitchen stuff. I've got foil and pots and pans, and then I've started using these containers because it's way easier to pull 2 or 3 of these containers out that I can see through and see what's in it than it is to start stacking each of those items in there on its own. The one I'm labeling the 6 storage bin is the one that's over the kitchen counter or the sink. And it's a bit of a compromised bin. There's a build out in it that probably covers some electrical or something. And so the only things that I really keep in there are dish soap, hand sanitizer. I keep this collapsible kitchen sink because I still don't trust the sink that it came with, since it seems to have some issues. And a package of sponges that I use that aren't used yet. They're still new. The seventh storage bin isn't really a bin, so I'm going to turn it gray. That's the microwave oven that sits above the refrigerator. So not storage at all. When you look underneath the bed, there's a water tank, fresh water on the top side, and then at the bottom side there's batteries. So I pictured myself putting the bins in the back like I did the Jeep, but it would be the first trip that I'd realized that those bins would slide forward because I wanted to access them from the kitchen area. So that's where the bins ended up being. The other area for storage, of course, is the drawers that are under the sink, and I'll show you how I'm currently using those. The first one is pretty much lighters, meat thermometer, plastic trash bags. Those are the things that you just use all the time, or at least I do, and I need those handy. I wish the drawers were full extension glides. That would be really nice, but they're just the shallow extension drawers. What looks like a drawer in front of the sink is a tilt-up cabinet, and it just holds the sponge that I'm currently using for washing dishes. The next drawer down is where I keep my folded up or my rolled up canvas kitchen utensils. That's the system that I had in the Jeep, and it's the system I continue to use so far in the Ford Talavera. I can easily bring all of my kitchen utensils out to the table if I'm going to use them outdoors, or they're all together if I use them inside. The next drawer down holds Ziploc bags, but probably the most important thing is my insulated travel mug. So that's the piece that I'll feature. But you're gonna see that the drawer is not shutting right. And it's weird. I have to sometimes just let the drawer go and it shuts on its own. So it's not an issue of it not being able to shut because of an obstruction. It's just some weird quirk. Probably my favorite thing in the Talavera is the lagoon table. It's just so handy. We're already figured out where we eat our meals. It's pretty much in this position. One of us sitting on the sofa, one of us sitting in the passenger seat. You still have room to get out the door, the side door, if you want to go outdoors and grab something. But it's turned into just probably one of the best things about the van. Here's one of the meals that we ended up having right at the beginning, and it's in this position. It's so handy. It allows it to still go into a laptop position at the driver's seat or at the passenger seat. It can go back to the sofa as an occasional table or get pulled around and be a computer table at the sofa as well. But it can also go and be adjusted up high next to the kitchen and be used as part of the kitchen, which is really nice. So there we are. We're all packed up. We're ready for our first adventure. And I'm going to be taking the van on its first trip 3 days after buying it. So that's what's coming up next.